Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. The state of Colorado is facing a $1.2 billion budget shortfall. Governor Polis and House Speaker Julie McCluskey crying foul, claiming they need to dip into reserves, cut programs, close tax loopholes to balance the budget. But let's cut through the noise. The shortfall isn't Trump's fault. It's years of Democrat overspending. As Republicans have pointed out, Colorado's budget has ballooned 50% while our population has grown less than 5%. She's been down there. She's on the front line. She's joining us right now, Representative Brandi Bradley. Good morning, Representative. Thank you for joining the Jeff and Bill Show.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
You got to give us an update on what's going down there. I'm watching videos of Ken DeGraff being put in timeout.
Yeah. Regardless of what happened, I think we had a better weekend than you did, just in general.
I mean, I think the whole state of Colorado, the Rockies had a better weekend than I had.
Nice one. High five. That is fantastic.
The nonsense, you guys, we're there to cut $800 million. And I literally heard a bill yesterday that's going to add $4 million to the budget to give to Planned Parenthood every year. What are we doing?
That sounds exactly like what Democrats will do. They will literally make sure that we can cover abortions at the expense of everything else. So give us a sense of what it's like on the floor. I mean, we're watching some of these news reports. What's going to come out of this? Are we going to end up with more taxes as a result of this special session?
Well, small businesses are paying the consequences of Democrat overspending, and it's really sad. We're the sixth most regulated state with 200,000 regulations in the state on small businesses, and now we're going to take away the qualified business income deduction. We're going to take away the vendor fee, which gives them an administrative break for remitting their sales tax, and it's incredulous, you guys. Like, they're going to leave our state, and they should. We're going to make small businesses pay for this budget overspending.
Now, tell us what Republicans have tried to do. You had the opportunity to introduce some bills. What have Republicans said the solution should be?
So Scott Bottoms and I tried to pass a bill would give $400 million in the next 2 years if we cut taxpayer-funded elective procedures like abortion and gender cosmetic surgeries for men to look like women and illegal immigrant health care. That would give the state $400 million so that people could be on SNAP benefits, so that people that actually need health care, federally qualified health centers in our rural communities that are barely operating above the red line could get funding to keep those afloat. And they, within minutes, killed our bills. Another representative tried to raise the vendor fee so small businesses can keep afloat in these economic times. These are the people that are giving the economy the upward spend that we see in Colorado, and they killed every single Republican bill. This is a predetermined outcome. They didn't want the Republicans to have a seat at the table, and this is what we're seeing. And so you blame the Democrats for what comes out of the special session.
That's Representative Brandi Bradley. I mean, look, we saw polls last week coming out where Coloradans are saying the government doesn't work for me. It's too expensive to live in this state. And now you have a special session, which just seems like it's going to confirm that, right? The government's not working for people, and it's just going to get more expensive. Your thoughts?
Well, they're not reading the room, right? We are one of the least affordable states. We're one of the least safe states. Our roads are crumbling. Education's horrible here. And what do you get for that? You get a state that is more costly to live. I mean, I go to the grocery store. I feed a family of 7. I see it. That's why I'm fighting down there. It would be different if, it was more costly to live here and our roads were perfect and our education system was great and you felt safe in your communities, but that's not what we're getting. And the Democrats aren't reading the room. They're trying to blame the big, beautiful bill, and that isn't even going to affect until next year. And so the blame is solely on the Democrat regime, which has grown our government 50% with a population increase of 5%. I mean, you guys can do the math. You don't have to be Ken DeGraff.
Now, Representative Brandi Bradley, where's the money going? I mean, we're spending, as you said, our budget's ballooned 50%. Where's the money going?
Well, I mean, during COVID, we added 6,000 new employees while small businesses were tanking. Administratively, we keep adding new offices, new departments, new staff. It's unbelievable. Take the Wolf bill, right? The Wolf bill added 1.6 million just for staffing. That's a great illustration. $3 million in 1 year and 1.6 million went to staff.
That and money going out the door to provide services for illegal immigrants, too. I mean, as we've heard on the show when we had Barb Kirkmeyer on, we are constitutionally required to educate every child in the state. So if you bring in 42,000 illegal immigrants, like the city of Denver did, well, money's going to go to them in education. So that's where a lot of this money is going. Now, Representative Brandi Bradley, you're a staunch defender of Tabor. How do you respond to Democrats like Senate President James Coleman, who blamed Trump's tax cuts? Oh, my goodness. Blame Trump's tax cuts for this crisis and want to weaken Tabor's protection. Are Democrats going to be able to weaken Tabor through this special session?
Well, I think that they're already usurping the people by saying that all of these bills are de minimis in impact, and so that they can go, they don't have to, it doesn't affect Tabor. I think that the lawyers, listen, we're running small businesses out of Colorado, but the lawyers are ready. I think they're ready to jump on this special session and rule some of these bills unconstitutional. I think that these bills go against Tabor. I think Tabor limits what they can do as far as these tax changes, and I think that they're going to be ruled unconstitutional, and I can't wait for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it takes years of fighting that in the courts to finally come through. And as we're going to see, things are just going to get more and more expensive in the state of Colorado. Representative Brandi Bradley talking to us about this special session now to try to face a $1.2 billion budget shortfall at the state capitol. What are you hearing from your constituents?
Well, they're angry, right? At my town halls, we have a DD waiver list, a developmental disability. We have over 1,000 people on that wait list waiting for Medicaid services. So while we're spending hundreds of $millions on illegal immigrants, there are children with cerebral palsy and autism that are having their services cut. We have another 4,000 kids just waiting to get on the list. So when people are all mad at me about, well, illegal immigrants need health care. Well, what about these kids in my community that need health care? What about the veterans that are having their Medicaid slashed? They need health care. So you can't pick and choose. These people are the taxpayers of our community, and they don't deserve to have their Medicaid services slashed. They are waiting to get these services, and they've been waiting for years. And it's not fair to those people in my community to have to wait for them.
Now, in the last election, Republicans gained ground in the House. How do you plan to leverage this special session, push back against the Democrat-led tax hikes, and ensure that the special session, you know, if it does come down to a Democrat tax increase, how do you leverage that in the next election to get more Republicans in there?
I'm hopeful that Trump lays down the law on these mail-in ballots and makes our elections fair and with integrity. I don't believe we have fair elections in the state of Colorado. I think Tina Peters was integral in saying that. We tried to pass clean voter rolls. They don't want that, and there's a reason they don't want that. We spend $19 million on giving illegal immigrants driver's licenses in the state. So there's a reason they don't want fair elections. But listen, they didn't think that we were going to get as much as we get on social media. I have so many followers with the stuff that you guys put out there and social conservative radio. We are getting it out to the people of Colorado, and they didn't expect that, and we're going to win at the polls next year. I promise you that.
That's Representative Brandi Bradley giving us an update down on the special session. Now, how many more days? When's this thing going to wrap up? What's the future look like here?
Oh, Jeff, that's funny, isn't it? Supposedly tomorrow. We shall see. I mean, it's only $50,000 a day to spend taxpayer money, you know?
To fix a budget deficit that, by the way, a reminder to everybody, the governor could have just done this himself. He could have just said 2% cut across all the...
If you add up
the
Democrat bills, it's only $220 million they're fixing with these bills, and we're supposed to fix $1 billion. So that means, guess what? Your governor's going to dip into the reserves. So they didn't come here to actually fix the budget with a $200 million bill cut. They came here to play around with taxpayer money for the governor to dip into reserves.
I think what voters are waking up to, and I sure hope they are, and one of the best examples of how even progressives are waking up to this is Ezra Klein's book that basically makes the argument that Democrats can't build anything. They can't manage anything. As text messages are pointing out, we have potholes everywhere, but yet they seem to want to put bike lanes up. They can't deliver on education. They can't deliver on health care. They can't deliver on roads. They can't deliver on making things more affordable. Look at the trains to nowhere in California. Look at how long it took them to fix the 16th Street Mall, how long it's taken to fix DIA. They can't build. It's always twice as expensive, always twice as long. Everything's more expensive when Democrats are in control, and they can't really point and tell you where the money's going. So I hope that there's a waking up that takes place in light of the special session. Representative Brandi Bradley, among other Republicans down at the state capitol, fighting to the point where Democrats have to turn off the mic and escort them out, put them in timeout, because they're fighting so much down there. We appreciate the work you're doing. You can follow Representative Brandi Bradley on X at Bradley for CO, Bradley for CO. She's a lot of fun to follow there. Representative, we know you have a very busy day ahead of you. Thank you for taking time to join the Jeff and Bill Show.
I think we're losing her on the cell phone connection.
Say that again, Representative.
I said, thanks, guys. Always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll continue to track what's happening down there. But bottom line, sounds like small businesses are going to pay the brunt of this as they have some of their tax breaks taken away.
Well,
so
the thing
congratulations.
Is, those on that end of the spectrum always will, because who lobbies for the small businesses? Just like who lobbies for the middle class.
Yeah.
If I'm a billionaire, if I'm Mark Zuckerberg, I can make a phone call and I can talk to the president, if not his top economic advisors, and I can talk to him about why this economic policy or that economic policy is going to hurt me. I call the same office, they hang up. Probably deserved still, but that's the issue. Is those on the upper end of the spectrum, large companies, large bank accounts, have the ability to lobby and maneuver public policy in ways everybody else doesn't. So it is not a surprise that when we have to try to close a budget loophole, it is going to be balanced in two areas. One on small businesses, two on the middle class. Bottom line, if they close this loophole, those are the two groups that are going to bear most of the brunt. It's just how it works.